Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another episode of the most offensive podcast ever. I'm Slimmy V, and today I am going to be talking about another strange side effect from COVID-19 vaccine. As you can see by this elderly patient that's on the screen in front of you, he is not the only one. Okay, he was sent to a chiropractor to figure out why he is having numbness on his body. Okay, and he has recently took the COVID-19 vaccine. Well, I'm going to show you the report, but before I do, please consider hitting that like button. Okay, and subscribe to the channel, share this video so everyone gets to see what's going on. As you well are well aware of, mainstream news media are not showing things like this. They pushing the vaccine and they want it to be mandatory. So let's show them like we don't think this thing should be mandatory with all these side effects. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll this video.
Channel 11's Jillian Hartman joins us live tonight.
And Jillian, you spoke with a local chiropractor who said he's had more than a dozen patients complaining about possible side effects.
Lisa, that's right. And doctors tell me it's difficult to know what may be a direct result of the vaccine this early in the process, but more people are coming forward with possible symptoms that they want others to be aware of.
But in the middle of the night, I woke up. My arm felt like it was on fire. I thought it was having a heart attack.
That's how John McCool says he felt within 48 hours of getting the Pfizer shot in early March.
I was afraid for my life at that time, and I did something I never thought I'd ever do. I had my wife call an ambulance.
Since then,
before you guys think, oh well, he's old, maybe he was having a heart attack, maybe he was having a stroke, maybe that was bound to happen, keep listening. And it's not only affecting him because of his age. Wait till you hear.
and he's been to Butler Memorial Hospital twice and UPMC Passivant once, where doctors ran a bunch of tests but found nothing wrong. He told us he can't feel any pain in his left hand.
I can feel the pressure, but I can't really feel anything.
He also said his left foot tingles and his face and lips are numb too.
If I'm eating and a liquid pours down here, it's like it's acid.
So
See, this type of stuff really pisses me off. Like, they're not really looking into this, right? They're just forcing a shot on everybody, and it's like, okay, you got a side effect, but that's like 0.00001. What if you end up being that 0.00001% that this happens to? So why make something like this mandatory? And I mean, he's already up there in age. And for him to live the rest of his life, no one's like saying, okay, well, the one thing you want when you are past your prime is quality of life. You want some health. Now he's lost that right after this, all of a sudden.
McCool went to a local chiropractor to help get the left side of his body working normally again. His chiropractor told me he's seen 12 to 20 other patients with similar issues after getting different vaccines. 12
to 20 different patients after getting the vaccine has had similar. This is one chiropractor, one doctor. What about the other that's probably not being reported? Or if they are, what if the news is suppressing it? What if we just don't know? This is why I'm making this type of video. So, and please hit that like button because it pushes it up in the algorithm. It helps my videos jump up to the top, if anything. So hit that like button and share it so people see what's going on.
Now, I've had several who are diagnosed with some sort of stroke or other cardiac problems. I've had multiple who have had dehydration issues. Several that have had Bell's palsy now developed several weeks post the vaccine. We've had several people hospitalized to make sure that they were able to be stable before I would start working on them.
He said the majority of his patients have been 40 years old or up, mainly men, more than a dozen of them with upper body problems, and a handful of folks with entire body issues. I did ask an infectious disease doctor with UPMC if this points to the vaccine.
She asks an infectious doctor, does this point to the vaccine? Listen to what is being said.
It's really very hard to say whether this is something that happened independently or as a complication of the vaccine.
Really? Okay, so if I smoke weed and I happen to get high, maybe it happened independently. Maybe it wasn't the weed. If I happen to drink and I happen to get drunk, maybe it wasn't the alcohol. Maybe it happened independently. When are we going to just flat out say, you know what? Something is wrong. We need to look into this. I think we need to put a pause on mandating the vaccines. They seem to be working maybe for some, right? Even though you still can catch the virus, but that's beside the point, right? Let me move on and let you hear what this infectious disease doctor have to say.
Until you can really get, you can really look at large populations of people and look at their side effects.
Okay, so you want to keep vaccinating. Yeah, gee, let's keep vaccinating, so we can get a number of people so we can see what's really going on. By that time, so many people is going to be infected or have these side effects. Now what? You can't reverse that. You can't untake the vaccine once you take it.
I reached out to Pfizer. They sent us a statement saying, in part, we take adverse events that are potentially associated with our COVID-19 vaccine very seriously. It is important to note that serious adverse events that are unrelated to the vaccine are unfortunately likely to occur.
Okay, wait, what? It is important to note that serious adverse events that are unrelated to the vaccine are unfortunately likely to occur at a similar rate as they would in general population. What? So the excuse is, that's something that was probably going to happen, but yet they cannot prove that.
At a similar rate as they would in the general population. Now, Dr. Dave Weber tells me it's possible this is a vaccine side effect, but at this time it's very difficult to blame the vaccine. Now, regardless, John McColl says he does not plan to get his second Pfizer shot.
Do you blame him? He does not plan to get his second. I mean, look, if you watch basketball and a player gets hurt, and the doctor says, after maybe 4 months of rehab, all right, you're able to go out there and do what you got to do. And the player says to the doctor, okay, I know you're telling me this, but my body, the way it feels at the moment, I don't feel like I can go out there right now. Guess what? The doctor may be an expert in the medical field or anything like that, but there's no one that is more expert in their own body. So it is up to the player to tell the doctor, look, I know you're telling me I'm good, but for some reason I feel like I'm not good. If this person said, I am not going to take this second Pfizer shot, then that's telling. And look, he went for it. He tried it. He listened to them. He took it. And this is what happened. So that's telling you he knows his body, like, yo, this is not something that's weird. I'm a perfectly healthy elderly man, and this is not supposed to happen. And you cannot prove to him that it wasn't the vaccine. So what are you going to tell him to make him feel better? And then jobs out there, or airlines and countries and cities and states asking you before you cross state line, before you take an airplane, before you go to a job, before you go to a sports stadium to take this vaccine, are they liable if something happens to you? How much is the family going to get if something happens to you? We don't know. And this thing keeps on happening every single time. Yes, the percentage is small, but the question is, what if you are that small percentage? If you're not offended, you're not listening. I'm Slimmy V, and this is the most offensive podcast ever. God bless, stress less, and let Yahweh give you rest. I'm out. Peace.